Hi, and welcome to this Gifted 101 on critical thinking. This is such an enormous idea. So, we're just going to take a few short minutes today to just generally talk about critical thinking, why it's important, and what we as parents can do to support our kids within the idea of critical thinking. So, critical thinking in our world today, what is it really? Again, huge idea. So, there's not one well known or one easily accepted little sentence that can define it. But this idea of critical thinking is definitely a lifelong process. It's a way where we can take off our glasses, as it were, our selfish or self centered look upon the world based only upon our personal experiences or personal beliefs, and really be able to set all that aside and look at information from various different perspectives, question to find out more, to really actively engage with our environment, with our world, with information and input that comes to us, and be able to build a stronger and more solid understanding in this search for truth, really. That it definitely takes work. It takes work. And like John Henry Newman discusses, we do not know truth from just a single glance. It takes putting together many different angles. And so that is really what critical thinking is. It involves this idea that Socrates really lived out, that unexamined life is not worth living. And we have so much input coming at us today, and our kids, especially from social media, from everything in YouTube, from people that we hang around, just all over coming at us. And not everything is truth, right? In fact, most things that we hear or read or see come with some sort of bias. And it is up to each one of us to apply our critical thinking skills to decide what is actually true. What is it that we want to believe, right? And critical thinking then allows us to decide those things, but then use what we have decided upon as a guide to our beliefs, to our actions. So, this idea of critical thinking really runs our lives, right? So, what is needed to be great critical thinkers? Here are some characteristics: the humility to just go, I don't know everything, I don't have all the answers. Perseverance to keep searching in this lifelong endeavor, searching for truth. Being open minded to ideas and um, perspectives, experiences that are not just my own, right? Being open minded to new ideas. The courage to engage with really difficult topics. Critical thinkers do not think simply about complex topics, they're willing to engage and play around with this. And it takes courage. It takes courage to be able to face something that, especially for our gifted kids, right, that they don't understand at first glance, or that there's not one clear right answer. Takes that courage, and it takes a questioning mind to be able to ask those questions. So, what do we want our world to look like? Do we want in the future, do we want and desire this type of world that is run by critical thinkers who are always in search of how to make things better, how to understand things more for a positive experience and positive impact and change in our world? If we do, then what are we as parents of the gifted doing to raise them? So, again, a super quick look at this, but just a couple quick ideas. Questioning strategies are so important. So, if we as parents can ask our kids the deeper, open ended questions like what if questions and why questions, maybe they notice something or they share something with you as factual, then just asking them more about that and saying, well, why do you think that is? Or why do you think that person believes that? What if that situation did not occur in our world? Or what if we applied a particular solution to that area of interest for you, kiddo? What would happen then? So asking those open-ended questions, or maybe even turning it around, having them create those questions. So if they are interested in history and share something with you, and turning around and saying, what, create a what if question to ask me, because that gives them more ownership, that gives them more interest. They're talking about an area of interest and they're creating this question. They're asking you, so they're doing all the work, right? And then you can respond to their question. And this is something that can be done in the car or while you're cooking dinner or while we're waiting in line somewhere with the kids. And having them ask you, it involves you as a parent. I know I love that. Any opportunity that is natural and easy and around the topic of their interest, to engage with them and having these deep discussions without really any prep. So there's just a quick little thought for you today. Let's do what we can to help our kids become even stronger in their critical thinking skills. Thanks for your enjoy and your interactiveness here. So if you have any ideas or questions that we should cover, please feel free to email me, and have a great month with your gifted kiddos.